Welcome. This is David Boles, Human Meme. Today's topic, relinquishing hope only with your life. Do you find it curious when a natural disaster strikes, hurricane, tornado, flood, renegade, shooter, that multi-million-dollar companies like Facebook and Twitter, Verizon, NBC, all the other television networks ask they ask us, the poor, regular, caring person, to donate to the victims. And I ask you, why are we, the ordinary people, expected to pitch in when the federal government and big business and the big banks could more easily foot this charity bill from the profits they already turn against us? But no, my friend, we foot the bill, and not them, never them, precisely because this is charity. This is toss-away money, right? There's no money for them to be made on the back end with a charity donation. So the donation, the freely given human compassion, comes only from us. Us, the righteous, because we do not know our real worth, and we do not really own our own known value. And so, because of this blindness, we give away what we earn to others, to the less fortunate than us, without any expectation on getting paid back with interest or without interest. We just give and give and give like the human fools we are. Why is this? Why do we play the fool? Are we just suckers for a sob story? We don't work for free, even though we're expected to, because we should be grateful for our lowly employment. And we should always be willing to serve the company with the same passion and commitment that we serve our own families, and for some, God in the heavens above. And even as a regular person, we need to be compensated for our time, and that includes us giving up something for nothing. We must no longer do this. We must no longer misvalue our time as being unimportant and without worth beyond the self. And now let's think about the general generosity of our lives. There's no reason for us to fill out an online survey without being paid, or without getting some hard guarantee of value in return for effort. Why are we expected to give away valuable information about ourselves, our opinions? Why do we never get anything back that is worthwhile? And I'm sorry, the promise of being put into a lottery for answering questions or for behaving as expected isn't enough. A gift card is not enough of a reward to waste our time making your company better. And yes, we all know, we all have better things to do than just volunteering our time away to help cushion a company's bottom opinion line. Maybe you've seen some of these stores who will ask for your business card. Drop it in the fishbowl. And maybe, just maybe, if you're lucky enough, you'll be picked to win a free lunch or a bunch of free flowers or something. So then, you've given a company on your business card your name, your employer's name, your address, your phone number, and your email address. And all of that is incredibly valuable, specific information data points. And they won that from you for nothing more than a maybe and a perhaps. Perhaps a promise of getting something in return. So don't fall for it. Be strong. Know your value in the marketplace. Your time is worth something. Your personal information has mighty value in a data-driven universe. You are not just a speck on an entry line, and you are not a dot on a graph. You are a whole and wholesome person with grand value, beyond the bit, the bite, and the ink stain on bleached paper. Every moment of your day is valuable, and you should never give away that moment of your day without the promise of a return. Private moments are high spectacle and should be kept that way. And so now that we know all of this, everyone's taking advantage of us and our time and our opinions and our money and our business cards. We need to take the next step by turning around and looking at this from another's perspective. If your time is valuable, so is the time and effort of others. And how do we value the promise? The promise of what is dedicated back to us. Do we reciprocate in real time? Is there ever such a thing as a free lunch? If you ever ask someone to do something for you, offer them something back in return. It might be money. It might be a favor. It might just be enough to share the company of you. But ask them what they want back. Don't presume to know how someone else prefers to be paid. And where do we draw the bright line between fairness and aesthetic? Is it still fair game to even ask someone for a favor today? Or must there always be an offer and acceptance? A social contract between every human interaction that brings or breeds or even suggests an inherent value. And there are some who volunteer and donate purely out of the kindness of heart. They want to help better the world. And those folks need to matter more. But you know as well as I do that some of those people do this volunteering thing for effect. They volunteer for the spotlight, not the well-being of others. They volunteer to gain notoriety without having to spend money. They volunteer to gain back some public relations heat. And now, my friends, so here we are. The good-hearted among us, all together stuck between retribution and reward. Do we give of ourselves and volunteer of our time? Or are we being taken advantage of by purpose and on circumstance? Well, the answer is not always so easy to divine. We must always be evaluating worth against cost, hope against expenditure. Do we wish to give up our time or our money? And that cuts both ways, from each side of the descending scepter. Don't give away all of your secrets. You can retain the last threads of dignity without having to overshare. Your thoughts and dreams belong only to you. No need to share them with those who threaten to trample any lilting freedoms you might have left. Never relinquish the promise of hope, and keep that fight strong right up to the first moment of your last breath. The final bits of you belong to you and only to you. And tossing them into the wind is but a wish against dying, and a monument to the true morality of your life. And friend, I realize as the older I get that it just may be too easy to just exist, to just move pointlessly from one mark to another, but to willfully make decisions on giving and taking, with the end point on the horizon, navigating if our decisions make the world whole and alive, better or not, for the rest of us or not, still matters. And then we can all move more grandly in the dimming of the night, and we can know together. We can know deep in the void of our hearts that every echoing, donated pulse has deep resonance in the thumping of other beating hearts, just out of range of ours, but perfectly in tune with the sinking of our good intentions. Thank you for listening. Be a human meme.